I'd like to welcome Barbara Grzeda. So Barbara has worked in the hospitality sector for many years, and in 2021 bought the beautiful Kilcamb Lodge Hotel on the west coast of Scotland. And I suppose, Barbara, whilst you have many years of experience working and managing hotels, managing your own business comes with its new challenges. So thank you for joining us. I thought first it just might be nice for people to hear about I suppose the challenges and also the exciting things that have happened in running your own business. So perhaps you could start by telling us some of the best bits or the sort of the highlights of the last 9 months of being your own boss.
Hello, everybody. Thank you very much, Jaslyn. So just a bit about myself. Like Jaslyn said, I've got about 17 years experience in hospitality, but it's mainly front of house, so running the hotel. I've never done anything with accounts before, so that was kind of new challenge for me with this adventure. So about 2 years ago, me and 3 of my partners decided to get our own business. It took us a year to find the right place, and eventually we found a beautiful hotel on the west coast of Scotland, which we started trading in July last year. Main challenges, there was quite a few, to be honest, because on top of everything that you can think of when you open your own business, there was also COVID, which didn't help at all. Everything seemed to take ages. Everything that you can think that you might take a day or two was turning into weeks and months. And we were obviously on a tight schedule because we had only a couple of weeks to prepare everything. Things like bank accounts, simple thing that you would think will take 1 or 2 days, took over a month. Ended up with 2 bank accounts at the end because we had to get something just in the meantime. Setting up all the suppliers, all the systems, all the health and safety. That was a big chunk as well. And even something like setting up a PDQ payment system. You would think, again, that would be a straightforward thing. Unfortunately, it's not. There is a lot of checks happening before, and it took a couple of months to get that in place as well. So there was quite a few things going on. And obviously, on top of everything, there was COVID, there was being a hotel. There was obviously lots of uncertainty, what's going to happen, which way we're going to go. So it was all a bit risky, but we did it anyway. And the best things, the kind of obvious thing, you are your own boss, so nobody can tell you what to do. Well, that's what you think, but then you've got your team that does tell you what to do every day, but that's a different story. But going back to obviously why we're here, the main thing for me was accounts. Anything to do with finance. Like I said, I've not done that part of running the business before, and obviously this is kind of one of the biggest. And that's where Henderson & Logie came in and obviously helped a lot, introduced us to Xero, which I've never used any system before, so that was like the first one I've used. And
how did you find it in terms of then the use of it, I suppose, because as you say, you're not from a finance background, so.
Yeah. Well, that's exactly what I was going to say. It was only just a couple hours of training with guys from Henderson & Logie, and I thought it was going to be like the worst experience on the planet just to do my own account. We were actually looking to get an accountant because the paperwork was just everywhere. There was just so much to do. But honestly, after a couple of months of using the system, it's amazing. I couldn't recommend it enough. It was obviously with the support with guys from Henderson & Logie. They explain everything, and it's so simple to use. I was actually shocked how that I do it, and it's so easy. If you make a mistake, okay, you can easily fix it. It flags everything up for you. You can go back and change things, add things. It's kind of like a live system that you can literally access anytime. And as Ben said, a lot of actually what Ben said is what I found very useful. You can access it anywhere, laptop, iPad, anywhere really, in the workplace, outside the workplace. Anytime you want to have a look, you can easily just go and have a look. The paperless thing is a big thing for me because we don't have much storage space at all. It's just one small office that we're sharing, and just the option. What I found useful, actually, I don't know if that's a thing, but I scan all my invoices through my phone. So it's as easy almost as taking a picture of the invoice, and that sends it directly to Xero. And once that's done, it's obviously in Xero, it's kept there, so I don't need to keep it. So paperwork is it's almost gone. The only things I need to keep is obviously like hotel side of things, but nothing to do with finances. Everything is on a system. I can access it anytime. I've been using Xero since July last year. I've never had any issues accessing it. No error messages, no nothing. Literally is
obviously because you're quite remote at the hotel, so I did wonder about that in terms of like accessibility and Wi-Fi issues, but you have not had an issue.
No, nothing at all. It works great. It's connected to the bank directly, so all the transactions go through it straight away. The P&L is on it as well, and it's very straightforward to use. Everything is very clear to read, and again, if you're going down the route of using the accountant, it will be quite easy to talk you through it, set up everything for you. We've done 2 VAT returns, which again was a huge thing for me. I didn't have a clue what to do, but we've done 2 since we opened, and it was so easy. Again, I still can't believe how easy it is. Taking into consideration, like I said, I've never had anything to do with accounts and finance, and it's like a black magic to me. But
going back to what you were talking about there, I suppose, like with the bank fees, and that's a factor that makes it really simple. Is obviously Xero connects to your business bank account, which therefore it basically downloads all your transactions, doesn't it, into Xero from your bank, and obviously then you decide where that transaction should go, whether it be an income or an expense, but it kind of is building your reports for you. So, and I know you looked at, because you do have 1,001 things to do running a hotel, that you did look obviously at trying to maybe potentially get a bookkeeper, but there was issues there in terms of the type of person, the right person, and the availability of bookkeepers, I know. But how long is it therefore taking you roughly on a monthly basis to kind of keep up to date with all the books and prepare your VAT return?
Okay, so I probably shouldn't admit this because the guys do recommend to do it once a week, but not every week I had the time. So I was doing it once a month, and it only took me a couple hours to catch up with a month's work, which is again a massive help because obviously time is of the essence. And again, it was so easy to do. Everything is there. Everything, like if you miss something, it flags it up. If you basically, it's like a step-by-step guide that you do every time you're on it, and things that obviously when you do it every month you maybe forget, but then again it's so easy that you can go back, you can look through history and see how you did it a month ago, and straight away you can see, and it's really good. I do recommend doing it once a week because that would maybe just take half an hour instead of 2 hours, but even the 2 hours once a month is nothing in comparison to what I would do if I went through like different system, the desktop system. So yeah.
And then I suppose, as you were saying before, then from there, at a touch of a button, you can run off your profit and loss account and your balance sheet. So at any time, as Ben talked about, you've got that real-time information to see how the business is performing.
Exactly, yeah, it's very easy to use. Again, you just go into reports, P&L, and everything is there, and as much information as you put in, obviously that's what it sees. But once everything is up to date, you can see straight away your bank accounts are balanced, and P&L is nice and easy to see as well. Sorry, I am at work.
Okay.
So yeah. Very, very easy to access and very easy to read, which to me, again, from having no experience, was the main thing for me to see. And honestly, it's very, very easy to understand.
Mm-hmm. And I suppose speaking about that, because I know working with a lot of different software, and particularly when you're not used to it, I find the language that they use in Xero is really kind of user friendly. So it's less about debits and credits, which is kind of the old school accounting terms, and more about, I think is it money in, money out, or and talking about customers and suppliers, so things that is easier from a business perspective to understand.
It's definitely, it's very, very user friendly. Like I said, for somebody that's never done accounts before, to within just a couple of weeks to putting everything through without any issues. That is definitely very easy. I couldn't recommend it enough. Don't know if obviously I don't have experience with other systems, but just from what I've seen so far with Xero, I wouldn't change it.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. And I suppose it's just important to, and I know you've mentioned this already, Barbara, which is really kind of you, but yeah, I think it's like any system. It's what you put in is what you'll get out of it. So it is important to kind of make sure that it's set up correctly and that you get the right training so that you know how to use it properly. But yeah, I think it's good to see, especially from a small business point of view, where you don't have a lot of help and support, and you're doing a lot yourself, and also you want to do a lot yourself, so that you've got that control. But being able to keep on top of your finances quite quickly, efficiently, and providing the information you need, which is great.